right, left. That's how he ordered my steps. So I'ma keep it stepping in the name of the Lord. And my Jesus first ones, I can't take his name in vain. He wrote the vision, made it plain. It's driving the devil insane.
Welcome to the Zoe Life Podcast, where we live and enjoy our life every day. I'm your host, Dr. Domeka Kelley, and I'm excited to introduce to you my dear friend, my sister, the CEO of Thread Perfection, and she wears so many other hats. So strap on your seatbelts and get ready. This is going to be an exciting episode, and I'm so excited to learn from her. So thank you all for coming. Thank you for supporting Zoe Life Podcast. We greatly appreciate you. Welcome, my great friend, Miss Stephani Martin.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. How was your day?
It was busy.
It was busy.
It's busy. Work life, kid life, married life.
Oh, yeah.
But I brought my keys.
Yeah. See, and I lost my, well, let me tell the story. I was getting ready to come to the podcast tonight because I got this amazing guest, and it was time for me to go. Malik had called me, and Jake called me. I think sometimes they like to check on me, make sure the old man is okay. I'm on time. And I said, Jake, I'm leaving in 5 minutes. So Malik was outside waiting for me. And I said, Malik, where's my keys? I can't find my keys. He didn't come in to help. I walk in the house and come back out. He done drove off.
He's gone.
He's gone. He left me. I said, man. I go home to my wife. I said, wife, I can't find my keys. And so now it's almost 6:30. So I called you and said, look, I can't find my keys. And so my wife, she come home like she always do.
Save the day.
Save the day. And my keys was laying right on the bed.
That is what we are here for.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Y'all are so
We
amazing.
keep y'all together.
I wish Joy would have stayed. You love your husband.
I do.
Let's talk about him real quick.
I do.
Why you love Joy so much?
He is the funny to my not so funny. You know, I try to be serious, or I guess if I am serious, he just comes in and makes the room laugh. That's Joey. Yeah. Joey knows everybody. Joey is Joey.
Yeah. But you said something was really funny too. And I'm before we got on the air, I guess. Can I say air? Before we
Sure.
start going live on the podcast. You said that you had the street smarts and Joey had the book smarts. And
that's right.
Talk about that a little bit before we get any deeper than what we already are.
I just joke with him because he's more of the business person. He's got his master's.
Oh, educated.
He's educated. So I call him my book smarts.
Yeah.
But he's not real street smart.
Not street smart.
No.
But you street smart.
I'm street smart.
Do you come from the street?
No, not really. No, I was sheltered.
Yeah.
I just look around the corner, that's all. I'm aware of my surroundings.
Yeah.
Joey, not so much.
Okay, but look, you said something was really funny. You said, I'm going to let you tell it. So if y'all were out and about, right?
Since I have the street smarts and he has the book smarts.
Yeah.
He would get stabbed and I would stab somebody. Poor Joey. He wouldn't survive.
So you're not getting stabbed.
I'm not getting stabbed.
But you go do the stabbing.
Well, if I had to.
Yeah.
If he had to, he wouldn't do it.
Well,
But if I had to, I'd do it.
I got street smarts too, and I definitely would be doing the stabbing.
Yeah.
My wife, she got street smarts too. She's extremely smart, but we both would be doing the stabbing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You know, I think this podcast may be
We're going in the wrong direction.
already.
We just started.
So who are you? Who is Miss Stephani?
Who am I?
Yeah, who are you?
I am a business owner,
Yes.
a mom,
Okay.
3 kids, a wife, and I'm me.
I like that.
That's
I like
it.
that. And you smile all the time.
I try.
You enjoy your life
I
every
try.
day.
I try. My friends, one of my best friends says that she envies me because one thing that I don't really care too much about what someone has to say on the outside. You know, so if someone doesn't like me, it doesn't really bother me.
Yeah.
So I can let things roll off my shoulders, like that. Someone else might take it to heart or be upset about it, but I'm like, okay, well, that's all right. I got Joey. I got my friends. I've got you. I've got my kids. I don't need that other person, the negative person. So I guess I have that.
You do. And I look forward when I come to the shop, and if Megan is at the door, I always ask about, if she's at the counter, I always ask about you, because I can't wait to see that smile. And I always tell people, because people ask me often, say, Domeka, why do you smile so much? And I always tell people, look, I love people, but I love Jesus and I love my wife, but I'm a firm believer that your smile should be bigger than your problems.
And it makes the other person smile.
It does.
And they
It's
smile
contagious.
back.
It's contagious.
It's contagious.
It's
That's
contagious. Right. Yeah. So how long have you been in business?
I am going on 20 years.
Okay.
So thread perfection, embroidery and screen printing, graphic design. I've been doing that for almost 20 years now.
20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get into the business, I'm going to go back and ask
Okay.
you, who are you? You said me. I like
me.
that. You me.
I'm me.
So who are you really? It's kind of digging into your purpose a little bit.
My purpose?
Yeah.
Well, my purpose in life, I think, is to be a good mom.
Wow.
To try to be a leader.
Yeah.
Someone they look up to and maybe someone they can learn from. So I think that's me. I mean, I know they half the time say, be quiet, Mom. Shut up, Mom. I'm just trying to teach you kids.
Wow.
I just want to be a good mom. I want to have a good life. I want to be happy. And the rest of it, I guess you just got to let roll off your shoulders.
I like that. So you're happy and you're successful.
I'm happy and I'm successful enough for me.
Yeah.
I think if you get too crazy, then, you could go past being happy when you're successful. It's just, you're doing too much. And I'm just enough. I'm at just enough.
When I come into the shop, oftentimes it's a lot of people there. Most times it's busy, it's crowded, and y'all are so professional. And I love the way that y'all execute business. I really do. So, but what does a day in the life of Miss Stephani looks like? What does that
gosh.
look like? What does that look like?
A day in the life of me.
Yeah.
Well, it's getting kids up and going.
Okay.
It's coming to work, or going to work, and I hope being a leader.
Yeah.
To others and helping them grow, and then it's going home and tucking them in and doing it all over again.
Wow.
I mean, that's the life of me. I mean, we have a couple other things that we do. We've got our 9-to-5 jobs that we do. Joey goes to corporate America. I go to my business. And then we do a little real estate on the side. So
Okay. I didn't know that.
we do. And I try to teach my kids about that too, building your empire,
Okay.
building something that you'll have to help you along the way, make a little extra money, let it make money in the background, and teach them how to do it. Anybody who asks, I just try to teach them all.
I like that. And that's pretty much what this podcast is about. That this podcast for me is really about, because I enjoy my life every day. And the guests that I bring on, in my opinion, is people who I admire, one. And then it's people who I feel like that I can learn from, two. And then three, I feel like, okay, if I'm enjoying my life every day and my guests is enjoying their life every day. And one thing I think that really kind of stood out about you since we've been doing business together, I think the first day I met you, I told you my vision, and I told you what I wanted to do, explained to you what I wanted to do, and you was like, we're going to make this happen. And I got this sense. I said, you know what? I like Miss Stephani because she want to make sure that everybody wins.
I could tell the first time you went through your whole spiel on what you were going to do, and you had everything written down, and you had everything all the way down to your production. I said, this guy's going to do it. I know he's going to do it. I knew you were going to do it from the very first. You didn't have any of this, no podcast going on, just a T-shirt there at first, just a dream. And now look at you.
See,
you got a lot of things.
And you got me, I'm fighting back tears right now. Because it feels so good when you have somebody that don't even know you, and you walk into their establishment with your dream and with your vision, and they're like, wow, I want to help, and I see that this young man is going to be successful. And so you told me you believed in me, and I think that's kind of really what strengthened our bond.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you like my sister.
I could tell that you were going to go places.
I appreciate that. I appreciate
You're
it.
still going up.
We're going up together.
Yeah.
We're going up together, and
We're
I'm
gonna
excited
take it
about
all the way up there.
all the way, all the way.
Let's go.
And so for me, it's like, I guess the people who get to watch the Zoe Life Podcast, my goal for them and my why behind the podcast, I want to see them win. Oftentimes we accrue a certain level of success, and I'm a firm believer you don't get nowhere in life by yourself. And so when you accrue a certain level of success, you have a responsibility, you have a duty to show somebody else, like, look, this is how I achieved this goal, and this is how my business became successful. And so part of this podcast is that because I have a dream and I'm living my dream, I want to see everyone else living their dream and operating out of their top box. If I'm winning, I want everybody that I know to be winning as well. And so that's why I bring guests on our show like you, who we can learn from.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited. I'm really excited to have you here today.
A lot of people know a lot of different things, and I tell my kids all the time, the more people you get to know, the more things they know, the further it can take you. I mean, they know things you don't know. If you join together, now you got two things.
That's right.
Get another person, and then you got three things.
That's right.
That the other, I mean, you can grow that way using each other. I mean, it's great in business.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm a firm believer in figuring it out. So I went to college. I went to some college. I didn't get my college degree. I didn't know how to screen print. I didn't really know how to embroider.
Wow.
But I figured it out.
Wow.
I just taught myself. I then connected with people who knew how to do it.
Yeah.
I had a great mentor. His name was Bear, and he was like my uncle, I felt like, and he was a graphic designer, and he taught me everything he knew about screen printing, and that's how I learned, because he was getting ready to retire, and he taught me what he knew. And I think the more people you surround yourself with, the further you'll go.
Wow. That's amazing.
I'm sure you agree.
I do. I agree 110%.
Yeah.
110%. I was just the other day, I was running. Oh my gosh, you know I run every day.
Yeah.
And so I was running, and I was just really thinking about the people that God has surrounded me with, the people that God has placed in my life. A few years ago, I was surrounded by a lot of people who I felt like wanted to see me win, who I felt like had my best interests at heart, but they really didn't. And so God kind of had to separate me from those people. And it hurt. I mean, these was people that I thought that I couldn't live without.
Yeah.
These was like some of my closest friends in my inner circle. And I'm thinking that they were like cheering me on the whole time. But the whole time they wasn't. They was waiting for me to fail and waiting for me, to fall. And now I'm like, wow, God, you really have surrounded me with some people that's really cheering me on. And I'm excited to, not only because they cheer me on, but I get to connect with their vision and connect with their dreams. And so I'm just grateful to have somebody like you in my life.
I'm great to have somebody like you, too. And now there's two of us.
There's two of us.
There's two of us.
So what's your biggest dream? If you have a biggest dream, but what is your dream?
I think to grow the businesses that I have now, I think to get a little more into real estate.
Okay.
Right now, we currently carry 6 commercial properties and 3 residential properties. And we rent most of them out. And I'd like to grow that bigger, find more to do with that.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
just kind of set myself up for a good retirement.
I like that.
That's what I want. I want things making money in the background while I'm on vacation.
You sound like my wife. That's what she wanted to do.
That sounds great to me.
I had no idea that you was involved in real estate.
Yes, Joey just got his real estate license.
Oh, he did?
He is in, in his regular 9-to-5 job. He got his real estate license, so we can kind of tinker around with it on our own, not having to have a realtor that follows us around everywhere. And so maybe we can take it a little further.
Wow.
So.
That's amazing. I'm proud of y'all.
Thanks.
I'm very proud of y'all.
Yeah.
So was this like a dream for you? Like since you were like a kid? Yeah, one of my dreams when I was a kid, I wanted to play basketball.
Yeah.
I did. And I was really good in basketball. But I'm only 5'9". I'm only 5'9", so that was like a short-lived dream. And I also used to box. And I had the size, the skill set, the mentality to box. But I was lured away from things that I loved, things that I dreamed about doing when I got involved in the streets. And so, but here I am now, and I'm doing what God called me to do and not what I wanted to do, which is a lot more better. But for you, so this wasn't your dream, like to have your own business and to be in real estate?
To have my own business was probably one of my dreams.
Okay.
I liked more kind of doing my own thing.
All right.
I was more doing my own thing because, I don't want anybody holding me back.
Yeah.
So I can set my own pace.
Oh,
I can, and I tell, I call my people at work my kids too, not just my real kids, my kids at work. I tell them all the time, figure it out. You can figure it out on your own.
Wow.
You don't need anybody. If you put your mind to it, you can figure it out.
That's
I
great.
mean, you just got to go out there and get it.
Go get it.
Go get it.
Go get it.
Don't let anybody hold you back because you're like, I don't know how to do that. Figure it out. You can figure it out. There's a huge world out there to help you.
Wow.
And you don't have to have, I don't want to take from education. Education's great.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to do that, have a high level education to achieve what you want.
I like that.
I taught myself.
See? And it's funny too because, well, not funny, but it's pretty cool because as a kid, I felt like that with these dreams and goals that I had, I felt like that I could achieve them. But no one ever told me that. I mean, no one, my mom, I love my mom, it's my girl, but she never told me, you can become whatever you want.
Sure.
I just recently discovered, past few years, I'm like, okay, I want to be an author. I got 5 books, release one of them.
Yeah.
I want to be a professor.
And guess what? You just started?
Just started,
That's the main thing. And
Mhm.
Joey's going to love that he heard me say it because he says it.
Wow.
You just have to start.
Can I say that to our audience? Because
Yes.
it's some people that's watching right now. You may have dreams, you may have goals, you may have ideas, and you heard it from an extremely successful businesswoman. You just got to get started.
Just got to start.
Don't think about it. Get started.
Just start.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can sit there and think about it forever.
Wow.
But if you don't get started, you ain't going to get nowhere.
You're not going to get nowhere.
You
just still be dreaming. Let me tell you, I heard Dr. Miles Monroe, right? He is, I call him the mentor that I never got to meet, but always heard and listened to. And he passed some years ago, him and his wife. They died in an airplane accident.
Oh.
And he said this about dreams. He said, the graveyard is the most expensive place on the earth. He said the reason being, is because that's what all the dreams are. So people die with their dreams,
Yeah.
die with their goals, and,
Yeah.
and die with their ideas, and don't never allow those to become a reality because they never get started. Never get started.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason why I have this podcast, because I want to encourage, I want to inspire, I want to empower people to really pursue their dreams and pursue their goals.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited. That's like my life mission, is to really encourage people just to live their dream life. I'm living my dream life. You know how sometimes you say, hey, how you doing? And people be like, oh, I'm living a dream.
Yeah.
No, you can't be living a dream with that type of attitude. I really feel like that I'm living my dream. And there's truths, and there's principles, and there's things that I'm going to be talking about. There's guests like you that are going to be talking about. We're going to expose our viewers to these truths and principles so that they really can achieve their dream life. That's what the Zoe Life Podcast is about.
Started earlier.
Oh my gosh.
If we would have known.
Yes.
I mean, I was lucky. I grew up. I had both my parents, and they were both extremely hard workers. And I saw it from when I was a kid.
Okay.
You know, I mean, my mom to this day still is go, go, go.
Wow.
And so, I mean, I just go.
Yeah.
That's what my mom and my dad always did. They worked hard.
Yep.
And that's what I saw. And so I think I just kind of picked up on it over the years. Just work hard.
Let's work hard.
Just work hard. Get started, do it, and work hard at it.
Yeah.
And don't let your mind bring you down. Don't say I can't. You know?
I like that. Never say I can't.
Don't say I can't, because you can.
Yeah. And I also believe in the power of the spoken word. I really do. I believe we can either speak prosperity into our life or the opposite. And so I got a question for you.
Okay.
So what about, because you're a leader, and I love the way you lead, and I see you invest in your staff, and you have younger people, and I like that. I like that.
I do have younger people. I do. I don't know. I feel that they have something to learn.
Okay.
One of my younger ones there, or that's probably been there with me the longest, Megan.
I love her.
You know, she's one of my kids too. Yeah. And they're just, when you get the right one, they're just go-getters. I mean, they're young, they're willing to learn. And I think she soaks up a lot of things, and I think they're doing pretty well. I just try to, give some of the things that I wish I knew at her age, and maybe push her to go further. And maybe I hope push them all to go further, but,
That's
who
really
knows?
Good.
Who knows
really
if they do or not.
They will.
They might just listen to, yes, ma'am, and I wish that lady would be quiet.
But they're going to remember. They're going to remember everything that you taught them.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah.
I think they will. They will. And that's for me. I'm excited because I get to work with Jake and with Malik. They're my two guys.
Yeah.
And I take this approach because somebody as busy as you, and with the staff that you have, and with the heart that you have, I know that you would probably want to reach so many different people. But I'm learning now that you really have to do for the few that you have as if you was doing it for everybody that you wanted to do it for.
Yeah. Because
ultimately, the greater impact is going to come from the people that you lead and develop.
Yeah, the people who want to listen. I mean, everybody, I think they sit around and they probably act like they're not listening, but they're soaking it all up.
Yeah.
As Jake shakes his head over here.
Yeah. And his birthday today, too.
Today?
Zoe Life family. My nephew, Jake Lathers, his birthday is today. Happy birthday, nephew.
Happy birthday.
Yeah,
Look
he's
at that.
23. Yeah, 23. And he's
a baby.
Really living a dream. He's living the Zoe life. So, on your way to and by the way, all of my gear, my hat, the Igara hat that my wife owns, and my Zoe Life shirt, and the Love Not Hate shirt, everything that I wear, you design and you produce for us. and you do a phenomenal job.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have the great ideas. We just make them come to life.
See, the what is it? Teamwork make the dream work.
Yeah, that's right.
Teamwork make the
That's our
dream
next
work.
T-shirt.
That we need to make it. And the babyface assassin.
And the babyface assassin sitting right across from me.
Look, you got
acting like he ain't listening, but he's listening.
He's listening. And you and him got two things in common.
Uh-oh.
So the babyface assassin told us on his podcast that he really don't care what people think about him.
We do have that in common.
Yes, we said. He said he don't care about what people think about him.
You really can't.
Yeah.
Because people have a lot to say about a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you take it to heart, you're going to be sad.
Yeah. Wow. I was there though.
Yeah.
Because I'm by nature, I was a people pleaser. I like to see everybody happy.
Yes.
I do like to see everybody happy, but sometimes back then it was kind of at the expense of my own happiness.
Yeah.
So I was putting people before me and before my happiness, which is never a good idea.
Yeah.
And so I kind of gave them a little too much control about me. And so their opinions sometimes affected me. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't good.
You got to find that small group that likes you for you, and
Yeah.
you can't hang out with the ones who don't.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can't let them affect you either.
You're
You
right.
just got to keep walking.
You're right. You're right. And then
Or
the
you're
second
not gonna
thing
get
that he
anywhere.
said too in their podcast, he said that he was self-taught like you. He do a lot of research on his own, and it's really good.
That's the way you do it. If you
Yeah.
don't know how to do it, there's YouTube University, right?
What about the pitfalls though? What about like the struggles or the obstacles or pitfalls that you probably faced?
Oh
While
gosh,
you
there's
building-
been lots.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
get a lot of bumps in the road
Okay.
with business along the way.
Yeah.
Everybody does. But you overcome them. You can't let them bring you down.
Wow.
You got to let it roll off your back just like everything else and keep going and keep fighting the fight because, I mean, it can bring you down in business,
Yeah.
I think I got lucky. I
Okay.
mean, that I was able to keep things afloat, during bad times. I mean, the economy's gone down, over the years. It's gone up and down, and you just have to COVID, shut the doors, and you just have to figure it out. I went to my YouTube University. I figured out how to make masks the day that they shut the doors. Well, then I became someone that was needed.
Wow.
So I could keep my business open because I was now essential because I could make masks.
See?
So I got my sewing machine out and I went to the internet and I figured out how to make a good mask and I sold them. Wow. I sold them to all my customers. Hey, you might not need a t-shirt right now because you're not leaving the house, but you need a mask.
But you need a mask.
So I sold a lot of masks.
That was pretty cool.
And I would sit at home at my kitchen table for 8 hours just sewing hundreds of masks.
Wow.
And then we figured out how to print on them because then business owners, you got your employees' faces covered. You want to have some branding on them so they know who you're with, who they're looking at, what company you're with. And so then we started putting company logos on them. And then it was a good year, of a lot of mask making, a good year or so.
Because you figured it out.
We figured it out, and then we became essential, and everybody there got to keep their job, because we had 3 rooms, so we could stay one per room. So 3 of us would come in at one time, and then we'd switch off, and others would come in at different times, so we could all stay working, and we didn't have to go get any government money.
Wow.
We just kept working.
Figured it out.
We figured it out.
Figured it out.
That's all. Just figure it out.
So what would be like one important lesson that you learned through that process that you can share to us, with us? I know we figured you
I can
had to
do
figure it out.
anything.
Say it again.
I can do anything
Wow.
that I put my mind to. If I
Good God Almighty, I love
If
you
I
for that.
wanna
I love you for that.
build something,
Yeah.
I'll go build something. If I mean, I can figure it out.
See, Whatever you want to do.
You can figure it out. I mean, I probably wouldn't have me remove your kidney.
Yeah.
But, I'm not going to become a YouTube doctor.
Yeah.
But I might build you a boat.
And that's what you're doing now.
That's what I'm going to try to do.
Wow. It's just I don't know. I love that. You got to have that mentality. You do. You always betting on yourself.
Yep. That's what's great about being a business owner and for young kids out there. If you just start and do something that you really love, you'll figure it out.
Wow.
You can figure it out. There's always, and I tell my kids, there's always 10 different ways to get something done. There's not just one right way. There's 10 right ways. You can, as long as it gets to what you need it to be, it's a right way.
Yeah.
You can figure out other ways to get things done.
I like that. And you also do a lot for the community. Well, you do your part. I guess
I tried to do my part.
You try to do your part. I like that.
I like that.
It's no secret. You are, like, in my eyes, like a celebrity in the Yorktown area.
I don't know if I'd call myself a celebrity.
That's why I called you a celebrity.
Yeah. We know a lot of people.
Yeah.
Joey went to high school here, so he knows. And Joey has never met a stranger, so he knows everybody, and he talks to everybody. So then we know everybody.
Yeah.
I think my kids sometimes just say, can we just go in the grocery store and not talk to anybody? And that answer is no. No, we can't do that. So we're talkers. We're both, me and Joey, I think Joey more so than myself, we like people.
Yeah. I love people. I couldn't even do any, whatever. I wouldn't have a job if I wasn't able to connect with people. I wouldn't. I would be lost if I wasn't able to connect with relationships. Is important to me. Mm-hmm. Relationships is important.
It's an important thing to have. I mean, you got to build relationships and trust in other people, and you'll go far.
Wow. Let's talk about going far, too. So, like, where do you see your empire going? So, okay, we have Thread Perfection.
Okay.
Then we have the real estate, right?
Yes.
And what was the name of that again?
It's Martin's Point.
Martin's Point.
Yeah, is what we call it. Yeah.
Your last name?
Yeah. And we live out on the point. And one of our friends came up with that name.
Wow.
So that's what we call it.
So where do you see Martin's Point going in the next 5 to 10 years?
I don't know. Hopefully it has a vacation house in there somewhere for me.
Yeah.
I hope that we can build some more commercial properties. Mm-hmm. I like the commercial side. I mean, I like the residential side too. Maybe we like to find fixer-uppers, and because we like to stay busy. Joey and I like to stay busy.
Yeah.
We don't like to sit down. Well, I do sometimes like to sit down and watch my television shows that he gives me such a hard time about. But we also like to stay busy. So finding like a fixer-upper house, flipping some things.
Okay.
Just having a nest egg for Joey, myself, and our kids.
Yeah.
Something for them to have, when we're gone.
I like that. But you also got a brilliant idea that we talked about. And it's absolutely doable. You see all this equipment that we have now.
Oh, boy.
We in this production space. So we talked about you pitching a show.
Yeah.
And I think it would be phenomenal.
I feel like it's the kind of like the 757 Office, like the show The Office.
Okay, I got you.
It's like that. We don't want it to be very serious.
Yeah.
It's going to be... Yeah, it's going to be funny. Mm-hmm. It's going to be basically, I was telling Jake it can't be the housewives because we're not housewives. So it's got to be the business women of 757.
Okay.
Yeah, so, it'll just follow us around and find our comical
So they'll be following
things.
Y'all around.
Yeah, and just find our comical lives all day long. So I mean, that's the other thing. I think me and Joey is that we love to laugh.
That was going to be my next question.
Yes.
How long y'all been married again?
Oh, gosh. How long have we been married?
Those one of them questions, right, that we talked about. We may forget the answer.
19 years.
19 years.
Yes.
19 years.
Yep.
And
So it's going to be 20.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Joe is my man. I love him.
And we don't like to take things too, well, he doesn't take anything seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he does his job, business stuff, but in life, he doesn't take much seriously. He's constantly laughing and joking around.
So for the married couples that are watching, I've been married for we've been together 28 years, married 23 years. Wife, I think 23 years married. I know we've been together 28 years. So what type of advice would you give to married couples just watching?
Oh, gosh, I don't know that I'm going to be very good.
You qualified.
I don't know. Isn't that 20 years? You got to be at 20 years before you qualify to give advice?
Who made that rule?
I just did. I don't know if I can give advice. Laughter. Don't take the other one too seriously.
Okay.
Joey's the one who always makes the jokes, and I'm most of the time the more serious one, if you can tell.
Not at all.
I know, that's pretty bad. Joey's even worse than me. So I'm more of the, he jokes about everything. Mm-hmm. So I'm the more serious one in the relationship. So I just got to laugh at him. That's all. He laughs at me, I laugh at him.
But y'all do business good together. So that's really...
You know why?
Tell me why. Tell us why.
Because we don't do business together.
Oh.
We have our properties, but really we buy them, together.
Okay.
As a couple. And, we'll build it together or demolish it or put it back together or whatever. But in business, thread perfection is my thing. IT's his thing.
Yeah.
We don't do much business together.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
But
if we wanted to be divorced, we would. Yeah. Not good.
Not good. Well, wife and I, she's like behind the scenes with everything. And sometimes people kind of want to give me credit for some of the decisions that I make, but it's never really me. It's just not. It's me talking to her or talking through things with her before I make my next step. Like today. And then it's so funny because between her and Steve, they act like they my mom and my dad. So I've been looking for a commercial building to rent. And so we can put our production company in. And so I talked to wife about it. She was like, well, I think you need to wait. And she gave me reasons why that I should wait. And I'm like, you're right. And she always said I don't listen to her, but I do. And so I said, you're right. And so I am waiting. But I get a phone call today from Steve. He was like, hey, you didn't tell me you was looking for a commercial building. And I'm like, you didn't give me the chance to tell you.
Did my wife call you?
That's what I thought. I was like, did my wife call you? Did wife call you? He was like, no. So the guy who owned the building that I was looking at, he called Steve. So Steve called me like, look, you're not getting the building. You don't need the building right now. And so for me, I'm like, I just thank God for my wife, of course, for wife, and for Steve, because they make sure that they look after me, and we talk through all of my decisions before I make decisions, because they are extremely smart individuals. Yeah. And I just love living life.
Joey does that. I mean, I listen.
Yeah.
It goes in.
Yeah.
I use his advice probably more than he knows that I use his advice. But most of the time Joey, that's just silly. But I do listen to him. He does have some good advice as well. Yeah. And, I am a firm believer now, I wasn't then, that if I'm going to look for some, which I am right now, also looking for some new commercial to buy.
Okay.
I think it could be a good investment to find something to purchase.
I got you.
For these young kids, sometimes I was saying this to Joey, is that I feel like they're just trying to get money in their bank account, and grow their bank account.
Yeah.
But you really need to grow other things.
Wow.
Like you can go and buy a piece of property. You might want to rent something, but you use the advantages you have. Banks, use their money.
There we go.
You're paying $1,500 to somebody to rent their spot. Well, why not use the bank's money and take that $1,500 and put it in your pocket?
Wow.
And pay it on your own thing instead of paying it to somebody else.
See? So you're teaching us right now.
That's my, yeah.
Teaching
I
us.
like to tell my kids that. I mean, hopefully they'll get something soon, but you don't always have to. Sometimes renting's good, of course, but you don't always have to rent.
Yeah.
These banks got lots of money they
Got
want to
lots of
give you.
money. Yeah.
If you can afford $1,500 rent, you can afford a $1,500 mortgage.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
So what's important to you? I know business is important to you. Family is important to you.
Yes.
Leadership is important to you. What else is important to you that we can learn and that we can apply to our, just one more thing that I want to talk about, but I want to make sure it's important to you, and so that way we can kind of hear and learn. Because I'm ready to live. I enjoy life every day, but I feel like that by the end of this podcast, this episode with you, I'm going to be even more equipped to continue to enjoy my life every day. So what's one more thing I can get out of you before I let you go that's important to you?
That's important to me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we said our kids.
Yep.
My family.
Yep.
My husband.
Yep.
Leadership.
Leadership. Yep. How would you define leadership? How do you define leadership? Because now that's my wheelhouse. I love leadership, and I love my wife, but I love leadership. How would you define leadership?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
That's a hard question.
It's a hard question.
I feel like, how would you define leadership?
I think I would define leadership. Leadership to me is all about understanding the influence that you have and make sure that you're using it to edify and not to tear down. That's how I would define leadership right off the top of my head. Because I think someone is always watching. And if you have influence, and sometimes we don't really realize that we have influence.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can influence people in the positive way, and that's good leadership. And sometimes we can influence people in the negative way, and that's bad leadership.
Yeah.
But I would define leadership as a person having influence over someone else. Yeah. And you have a responsibility to lead people the right way.
That's a great way to look at it.
I appreciate that.
It is.
Yeah.
And, you don't always do things the right way all the time.
Okay.
I mean, people don't always do the right thing.
Yeah.
In life,
Yeah.
in general,
Yeah.
we haven't always done the right thing.
Nope. And I mess up all the time.
Yeah.
But I do have a metaphor for life. And I was going to ask you, do you have a metaphor for life? Oh.
No.
You don't?
I put my pants on just like you do. What's your metaphor?
You're going to laugh at mine.
Okay.
Life is like a marathon. That's what I do, all right.
Don't. He just did the Forrest Gump. Life is like Forrest Gump because you are the runner of all runners. And you just said life is like he says, life is like a box of chocolates.
Yeah, life is like a box of chocolates. Life is like a marathon to me. Yeah, and I can explain why. I can elaborate. I think with life, it's like a marathon because it's long, it's a journey, and it's unpredictable. And I think life, just like running a marathon, it teaches me that I'm going to have to be patient at times. Whether it's with my dream, it's not going to happen overnight. Maybe it's with my kids, trying to get them to see or understand a certain concept or make a certain decision. I got to be patient with them because it's not going to happen overnight. Or with the business, a lot of people don't understand. We've been at this since 2012, and now it's starting to grow But we've been at it for a long time. And so I had to develop patience. And so that's how I look at life. It takes time.
It does.
Yeah.
And then the young kids get bored,
Oh, yeah.
because they're young, just like I was.
Yeah.
When I was that age, they get bored. But you just got to keep at it.
Yep. I like that.
Keep going.
I think that's the thing.
Life is like a marathon. That's because
like
you're always running.
I run every day. I go
lot.
get it. A lot. I can't wait for 4:30 tomorrow morning so I can get ready to run.
4:30 a.m.?
Well, I stretch. I do my devotion. So I'm out the door like about 5:45. Then I'm running. And if I don't have an early morning meeting, I'm running to like 7 o'clock. Just running. I call it my dream tours. I do. I think about all my dreams.
Maybe you should just run across America.
If I can get a good sponsor.
Delivering some shirts along the way in your backpack.
Oh my gosh. Before I let you go, I want to say thank you. And I want to give you, did you think about that one more important thing that you can share with us before you go? I know you got some on your heart.
One more important thing.
Yeah. Whether it's business, whether it's leadership, whether it's family. Just one more thing.
I'm just glad to be alive.
You end it. See, now you ended.
I'm getting deep.
Yeah, you got deep. Let's talk.
I'm not deep. I'm getting deep.
Let's get deep. Come on. Let's talk about.
I'm glad I'm on this side of the soil.
Wow.
I'm just glad that life is going the way it's going. You never know when it's going to end. The older you get, the more and more you see that life is precious, and it really goes fast, doesn't it?
I do. I'm 46 now, and I didn't.
Oh, I'm not far behind you at 35.
I thought you was 32.
Close.
See?
You were close. I'm just glad to be alive. I'm just glad to have the life that I have now. I mean, like you said, I'm happy with. If things stayed the same, I'm good. Yeah. I'm happy.
That's more than enough, right there, to get people really pursuing their dreams, because life is short.
Yeah.
And you don't know when it's going to end. That's why I try not to be angry with anyone. I try not to have any enemies. I try to make sure that I'm treating my wife, my family, my friends as good as I possibly can, because you never know when the Lord calls you home.
You're right.
Yep.
You're right.
Yep. It goes back to Dr. Miles Monroe, and he talks about those dreams, like the graveyard is the wealthiest place in the world. I just, when I die, I want to die empty. When I die, I want to say, okay, I did everything that I possibly could do. Yeah. Every dream that I had, I pursued it. That's just how I want to go. Yeah.
That's great.
That's great.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
We got to have you back.
Yeah. I don't know what I'll talk about. I got it all out.
It'll be now you didn't. There's so much more we're going to talk about. But before we go, any more words? Well, yes, you have to tell our Zoe Life family how can they get whether it's a t-shirt, a hat, some embroidered, they want to buy some real estate property, whatever it is, because you have a lot of services and you are the best. Look at this Zoe Life shirt. Well, I don't
sell real estate, but I'll rent it.
But there you go.
If you got any to sell, maybe I'll buy it.
See? But what about this? Look at this.
Yes,
this is nice.
Thread Perfection.
Threadperfection.net.
Threadperfection.net. Yep. We do screen printing. We do embroidery. We do graphic design.
Look at your camera right there. So we want to tell everybody how they can follow you.
We can do it all.
We can do it all.
Yep.
So how can they follow you on social media?
Yep. So threadperfection.net.
Okay.
We've got a Facebook page, Instagram.
Okay.
And check us out. Come see what we've got.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you can call me. I am a brand ambassador. You can call me and I can connect you.
Yeah. We can help you with branding too. We can do that too.
You do it all. You helping me.
We can do it all. Yeah. We got people.
Yeah. We got people. We got people that know people.
We got people that know people that know people that know people.
There we go. So listen, our Zoe Life family, we love you. I thank God for you. And if you are continuously enjoying our podcast, especially tonight with our honored guest, Miss Stephani and Thread Perfection. I want you to leave a comment, hit the like button, hit the notification button, join our YouTube channel, subscribe, do all that good, amazing stuff. But seriously, I thank you and I love you. Just a few shout outs to our sponsors. CA Bars Contractor, Steve Bars, Dream Egaro LLC, that's my wife, First Lady Jessica Kelley, Egaro Apparel, Michael Vick and V7 Apparel, Dr. Phil with Shar Cuts and Shar Beauty Bar, Keymaster Boxing Academy. I hope I'm not missing no one else, but the Zoe Life Podcast is powered by Dream Egaro Productions with Jake and Malik. Oh, special shout out to Thread Perfection and my sister, Miss Stephani.
Thank you.
We love you.
Thank you.
Keep dreaming and go get it.
Truth, no cap. 1, 2, 1, 2, step. Got the party jumping like a rat. I'm flashing the Bible like a tool. His words bringing people out the trap. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I can't let the beat rest. Bars on tap, man. Got the devil reaching for his chest.